Kenny Omega, I believe he is 35 now or about to turn 35, and he's in a great position. He could renegotiate with New Japan exclusively for the most part, get great money. He could go to WWE, get great money. He could go to All Elite Wrestling, maybe get some more creative freedom, and get a lot of money. If you were in Kenny Omega's position right now, if you're Kenny Omega, what would be the best move for you?
That's a tough one because I know that creative control is a very big thing for Kenny, and so to give it up, I would imagine you'd have to write him a really big paycheck. So it would depend on the size of the offer being made, but it depends on where Kenny is in his career and in his head. If he still wants to tell stories, if he still wants to do things with the creative freedom that he's got, then obviously WWE is not an option. But if he's ready to cash in, the way a lot of people have, then I think the biggest money offer would almost undoubtedly be coming from them, because I think he could bargain them up and they would give him whatever he asked for. So it really depends on Kenny's mindset. I can't really say that because I don't know where he's at. If I were wanting to retain that creative freedom, then I would definitely be going with probably AEW, because I think Kenny's star power wouldn't be hurt. If AEW, for whatever reason, the experiment fails, he's probably still going to be as hot as ever. So he can transition to another company. If he's thinking, I'm 35, I'm kind of beat up, I'm looking to really make the maximum amount of money in the next few years of my career and cash out at 40 years old as a multimillionaire, well, then I think, putting your creative impulses in your back pocket, resigning yourself to the fact that you're going to be under incredible restrictions performance-wise, and signing up with WWE would be the way to go.
And if you really think about it too, you mentioned AEW and how it might not always be there, so it might be a good move to go there. And if things fizzle out, he could always go back to WWE. I think another thing that might play a part into this that people aren't talking about is AJ Styles, two-time WWE champion, has had a fantastic run in WWE in his 40s. Samoa Joe's had pretty good success in WWE in his late 30s, and I think he's like 40 now. Bobby Roode, 40. I feel like now more than ever in wrestling, as long as you're healthy and you present yourself well and you can obviously perform in the ring, age is just a number.
Pretty much. I mean, again, it goes back to staying on top of it. Guys like AJ and Joe and Bobby are very, very dedicated athletes and very, very disciplined, and they stay on top of their physical condition. Especially Joe, like a 40-year-old guy who walks around at 300 pounds. You would think by this point his joints would be bearing the brunt, and he'd be really suffering for carrying that much size. And the guy can get around the ring like a dude half his size. So it's staying on top of it. And Kenny has most definitely done that. He's fitter and more agile, more explosive, more physically talented than most people 10 years younger than him. So I think that in Kenny's case, he'll probably still be competing at the same level at 40. I think I'm hoping he's going to keep in mind that a modification of your system of wrestling is a good idea as you get into more advanced age. Like you'll definitely notice a change in the way Chris Jericho works in order to keep from beating the crap out of himself all the way through every single match. Dynamite Kid's story is a common one where he drove himself too hard, too relentlessly, and had to cash out early. Whereas in the case of Jericho, he learned how to modify his style to accommodate whatever age-related problems have been coming on, and there haven't been many of them as a result. He's pushing 50 years old. He's still hitting the lion salt. He's still wrestling at the top level, and I expect the same for Kenny Omega.
This is Fred Richani telling you why you should subscribe to the TSC YouTube channel. Do you like hard-hitting, in-depth interviews? WWE World Heavyweight Champion Mark Henry. Fred Richani of TSC News, standing alongside MMA legend Tito Ortiz. Do you like breaking news updates from the world of pro wrestling, MMA, boxing, NFL, and everything in between? Post-fight, Canelo Alvarez versus GGG, Gennady Golovkin. Do you like in-depth game and app reviews? TSC Gaming, here to review EA Sports' NBA Live. Is WWE Network worth your $9.99? And do you like event coverage you won't find anywhere else? New York Comic Con, the jam-packed Jacob Javits Center. TSC News here at E3 in Los Angeles, California. If you like what you see, if you like what you hear, keep it right here and subscribe to the TSC YouTube channel. Click the subscribe button. Don't forget to enable notifications. And until next time, everybody, as always, enjoy the game.